So good evening everybody and welcome back to F1 here on FTRL. It is round 2 of season 18 of Div 1 and we are here for the first ever time at the Portimao circuit in Portugal. And on board for a lap of this brand new circuit with Mr. IFR Tom Robbo. So here we go then. This is a very tricky undulating circuit. Very unlike anything on the F1 calendar. A real roller coaster of a ride of a circuit. And there's some interesting track limits exploitations there using the curbs. They come down to the hairpin then, start climbing up the circuit, goes up and down all over, providing some very tricky situations. This corner here could be a bit of a flashpoint tonight, very difficult on traction. Watch the back end come around there, but Tom Robbo doing a really good job as he starts dropping down the hill before instantly climbing back up the other side over a blind crest, using all the track, apexing nicely before plummeting downhill once again, a little bit twitchy on the curb. Starts climbing up then towards another hairpin second gear, quick short shift up to fourth, over to the left, again using all the curb there to open up the angle, maximise the speed, and now it is foot to the floor around this long sweeping right-hander. Really works the left-hand side tyres, keeps tight and narrow, minimise distance to the line, and our first flying lap on the board is a 1:16.3. So tidy opening run there from Tom Robbo. Zumpy pops into P2 behind him. And we are up and running then. Wesker now goes third. See what we've got on laps. The Dutch tricks then. Winner last time out. The streak has been broken. After going all of last season without a victory, he wins the opening race last time out and pops himself P2 after his first run. Here then, so the Red Bull man. Tom's eating dinner. Interesting. So last time out then, yes, Silverstone started off season 18 in dramatic fashion, and it was heartbreak for the man on screen, Zumpy, who drove absolutely exceptional, qualified outside of the top 10, started the race on the medium tyres. The rain fell with about 5 laps to go, and a late safety car after a crash from the Aston Martin of Matt Tibos brought everybody into the pits, and Zumpy, having held the lead, came back out in first place. Looked like he was just about able to hold off Dutch Tricks, but picked up a penalty on the first corner of the final lap, which meant that he was relegated to P3 at the flag. But an absolutely outstanding drive from the season 13 champ. And they're looking to go well again here. He's gone for the alternate strategy in his first run, so one of the 3 or 4 drivers who've gone out on the mediums. Into the pits he comes. Speaking of former champs, we've got the reigning one back. Mr. IFR Lynx is with us tonight. Here he comes across the line. And he goes 6th then with his first run of 16.6 for the Mercedes man. Our reigning champ is back, having missed the opening week. And what a week it was. Of course, win for Dutch, second for Ox, who crashed out qualifying. So started down the back from 17th, came up to P2. He had an absolutely outstanding opening lap. Really brought that race to life for him. And then he made some sterling moves on the way through, and he currently sits in P4 on a 16.5. So Red Bull second and third, Dutch heading Wesker. So good to see both of them up there this week. Wesker's been very vocal in the chat about having a strong week, so he has backed up that talk with a P3 and his first runs in the chat. Good evening, Mr. Tibos. Hope you're feeling better soon and could be back with us. Filling in for you this week, we have a new arrival in FTRL, Mr. ERT Samba. So he is filling in tonight, and he is currently the highest placed runner on the mediums at CR7. The home hero goes on to provisional pole. Pole sitter last time out. He crashed out under the safety car last week as he was too busy watching Champions League game. Wasn't paying attention and ran to the back of Tom Robbo and lost his wing. So hopefully the focus will be on tonight. Imagine with it being his home Grand Prix, he will want to put his name down as the first one to win it in FTRL. So let's see how he goes on. Of course, we know he's got exceptional one-lap pace, and he's proved that already, popping himself onto provisional foal after his first run. And then a new face with us tonight, filling in for the reigning constructor champ Funky Fox, who unfortunately isn't with us tonight. It is IFR Noah, so another one from the IFR stable. Let's see how he's getting on then. Into sector 2 he comes, over the crest. You have to run all the way over to the left before coming apex in the right. Down the hill we go. That purple middle sector there for him. So he's looking quick so far. A bit of an unknown. Apparently he's somewhere between Lynx and Tom Robbo in pace, so they're currently sat 7th and 2nd. So it could be challenging for the top 5. Let's see how he gets on. Out the final corner he comes. Again, you see a lot of the drivers are staying tight out the final corner. He goes P7 then, so drops in just ahead of his teammate for the night. Both Mercedes currently sat on the 4th row. Good evening, Mattman. Double helping tonight. Terrible tune in the Div 1 race. Well, fingers crossed it is a better day for the tune. And we are hopefully going to be provided with another great race. Tico in the Ferrari, Cornero P6. He's on his outlap. What will be his second run. Of course, he was involved in that monumental battle for the lead last week. It was Tom Robbo, CR7, Dutch, and Tico, the top 4, really battling hard. Who else was in that mix? Cat, what are you doing? It's just tangling itself over my cable at the moment. Thank you very much. Who else was in that battle last week? I can't remember. CR7. Tom Robbo caught up because I think he brought Adamaco with him. So I'm trying to remember who else was in that battle last week. It was not Cox was playing catch up. CR7, Dutch, Tico. Well, maybe he did get there. Maybe he did bring. I think it was a 3 to begin with, and I think he caught up and got in the middle of it. That was probably what I'm thinking of. So let's see how he gets on this week. Good evening, good evening, a good evening to Mr. Zomoir, Mr. Alex Pixie as well. Cheering on Team Aston Martin. Of course, Aston Martin had an absolutely outstanding race in Div 2 last week. We thought the drama was high in Div 1. It was equally so in Div 2. Again, heartbreak on the final lap as EVG Oscar, cruising to victory after a late safety car, had pulled away with Captain Chubbs. Chubbs had multiple seconds of penalty, so Oscar let him go, and then made an ill-advised move into Stowe. There was contact, Oscar spun out, and Casey Bernard came through to win for Aston Martin. Alex ended up with a P4, I believe, so Aston Martin currently leading the Div 2 standings as Tico goes around, backs it into the gravel. And you can see there, that is the danger of this circuit. Back end can be very loose around here. Now Oxox now approaching that corner as well. How does he fare? He gets around it okay. This corner here is also a tricky one as you get the power down, the back goes light. But Oxox done a really good job around there so far. So you're now coming up towards the Sector 2 checkpoint as he comes around the right-hander down the hill. We'll get an idea where he is. And he is 2.5 tenths up on his current best time. So Oxox is flying his Dutch tricks, goes on to provisional pole. 16.2 from the Red Bull man. Continuing his strong form from last week. Oxox though looking to challenge as well. He will be close. Out of the final corner. Again staying tight there. Gone a little bit wider than some of the others. But Oxox to the line. Provisional pole. 16.1 from Oxox end. Great final sector from him. The lap times starting to tumble. CR7 is on his way around. Tom Robbo on a lap as well. And he is half a tenth up in Sector 1. So let's stay on board then with the man filling in for Dan this week. Good evening, Connor. I'm glad that you got to witness that. I'm sure that made you very happy. Then so Tom Robbo then up the hill. Over the crest, see a nice wide line there. Apexes nicely. Starts dropping down the hill. Bit of a twitch on exit though. That's cost himself. He's invalidated there as well, unfortunately. So that lap time is done. And meanwhile, Leonard Dillon's popped himself up to P6. Another one who had a really strong run last week on the alternate strategy. And ERT Samba now goes fastest of all into the 15s. 15.9 for him. Sees him go on to provisional pole. It's an Aston Martin 1-2. Let's pick up the McLaren. Can he respond? So CR7 on a flank as Scuba is unfortunately retired. Where has he come a cropper? It looks like he's come a cropper out of this next corner. And CR7 has invalidated this front, so he will not be improving. Wesker has just started a lap. In fact, so going for a bit of slipstream from his teammate. Start the lap, he improves. But doesn't change position, stays P6. Not got any game sound, interesting. I have a feeling that's probably a glitch of the game. Hopefully it'll come back for the race. Because I don't think I've got any either on my screen, so yep, it looks like it's just a glitch of the game. Classic Cody's. So then who have we got on laps? Where's the reigning champ? He is invalidated. His teammate is also invalidated. So neither of them will be improving on this run. Mako is in the pits. Sway currently sits P11. Zumpy's on a lap. Let's pick up the Ferrari man. Podium sitter last time out. In Sector 2. He climbs up the hill. Not quite using the track as much as some of the other drivers we've seen. And he is purple in the middle sector. 4/10 of a second, 4.5 of a second up in the second sector. Get the purring going to see what engine stand. Well, she sat on my lap, so this might work. Hang on. Yep. Now you need to pearl out on that cap. Laying the side down here. Right, out of the final corner then. Long sweeping right-hander. Again, here staying nice and tight off the exit. Currently P14. He improves to P7. So he goes ahead of his teammate, ahead of Dylan. Good up there from Zumpy. A 16.4 from him. Who we've got on laps now. Johan is in the pits. Tom Duval has invalidated, so he will not be improving at the moment. He's clearly finished his dinner. And is now on track then. So just under 5 minutes to go. The current running order is as follows. ERT Samba on debut on pole. Alongside him his teammate Ox Hawks, second in the championship leader. Dutch Tricks sits P3 with the CR7 P4. Then we've got Tom Robert P5, Wesker in P6, Sun P7th. Dylan is 8th, Tico 9th, and IFR Noah rounding out the top 10. The reigning champ, IFR Lynx, sits P11 with Sway 12th, Anamako is 13th, Scuba is 14th out of the session. Graham is 15th, Funky Chicken is 16th, Callboy is 17th, and then Yaham and Tom Duval still to set a lap. So Tom's going for another flying run into Sector 2. A tricky corner, we saw Tika go off, but Tom gets round it okay over the crest. Yep, Tom looking nice and tidy so far. Dropping down the hill. And then up the other side. Getting a little bit wider than Zumpy did there. Apexes nicely. Oh, wider exit though. And invalidates his lap again. So Tom will not be improving then. And we go on board with Dutch Tricks as he starts his flying run. To this tricky turn 3. And a quick flip-flop over the crest. Car gets light. Watch the exit there. So an easy place to invalidate your lap, but Dutch has not done that. Down the hairpin into 4. Or 5, sorry. And now into the right-hander where Tico span. Dutch is okay though. Apex is nicely. Got a little bit twitchy on the exit, but still going quickly in the right direction. Down and up the hill he goes. Seen there a bit further over them. We saw Tom and Zumpy coming up to the second sector split point. He's down by 1/10 of a second. So it doesn't look like Dutch is going to improve on this lap unless he can find some time in the final sector. Excuse me. As Tom Robbo splits the Aston Martins in the Williams, goes 16-0, pops himself onto the provisional front row. Back on board with Dutch Tricks out of the final quarter. Has he made up any time? Is he going to abandon? He abandons his lap, so he is not going to improve this time. And we will go and find the Ferrari of Tico, who currently sits P9. Of course, we have long seen Tico and Dutch dominate FTRL front rows, championships, wins. Oh, big twitch there. Dutch is not going to go again, so Dutch is happy with currently P4. May not be happy, but he's settled for. And Tico, I think, looking a little pedestrian, so he may have backed out of this. Maybe wrong. He's on half throttle. Yeah, he's backed out of this one. So Tico not going to be improving this run. Who have we got then? A lot of people on outlaps. So nobody on a flyer yet. Is Tico going to go again? Is the question then. Looks like Tom Robbo ahead of him. At the final quarter, it is. So we'll stay on board with Tico just in case he does decide to go again. Try and improve on that 16.5. Sharing the 16.5 with Dylan and IFR Noah at the moment, so very tightly packed grid once again. And he is going to go again then, so battery recharged. Tico goes again. Into turn 1. Nice and tidy through there using the curbs. Let's see if the apex gets over to the right. doesn't invalidate on exit 4. So sector 1, he is half a tenth up. So Tico improving in sector 1. See where we saw him have a big twitch last time around. Smoother this time. Into the corner, we saw him spin. Okay, this time though. Looks to be on the ragged edge there, the cars. Over the crest of the hill. Drops down through the left-hander, up the hill the other side. Get over to the left-hand side. Sweeping line then for the right-hander. Plummets down the hill for the second sector checkpoint. He is down by half a tenth now. So can he find anything in the final sector? Oh, big twitch there. And that, I think, will end his opportunity to improve. So Tico then starting at best P9. Let's find who's furthest around. We've got one of the Williams. I think that'll be Funky Chicken. Is 16th at the moment. He's going to be the next one to complete a lap then. He's currently on a 16.9. Just behind Graham. Out the final corner he comes. Does he improve? He does. 16.7. Pops himself up to P13. Here comes Callboy out the final corner. Currently on a 17.1. He improves to a 16.9. Anamaka crosses the line. Doesn't improve. Any movements? Tom Robbo has finished his lap. Then let's find Zumpy goes 4th. Where is the current pole sitter? He's just started his lap. Where's Ox? He's invalidated. CR7 has invalidated as well. Matt Dillon out the final corner. He's invalidated as well. So it doesn't look like there's going to be much improvements. Lynx jumps up to P7. 16.3 on his final run. And that means we've just got one more driver. CR7 on course to improve, but having invalidated his lap already. Ox as well, so he will start 3rd. Didn't improve. Tom moves up to P12 then, so Tom gets a lap on the board. 16.6 from him. He will start P12, which gives him the free tyre choice. So that then, ladies and gentlemen, is that. Good evening, Mr. Daft Chip. Welcome to the stream. There we have it then, our first ever qualifying session at Portimao done. And it is ERT Samba who will line up on pole. Yeah, got some game sound finally. There we go. And there we have it then, ERT Samba on pole by 3.5 tenths of a second. He did improve on the final run there, so 15.7 from him. Sees him claim pole position on his FTRL debut alongside IFR Tom Robbo. They share the front row. Ox lines up 3rd alongside Zumpy, the Finnish contingent, 3rd and 4th. Dutch Tricks Championship leader starts P5 alongside the homeboy. That is CR7. He starts P6. The reigning champ is P7 IFR Lynx alongside the second Red Bull of Wesker. And then we find NLR Dillon and Tico rounding out of the top 10. Free tyre choice then going to the remainder of the grid, starting with IFR Noah and Tom Duval. They share row 6. Graham and Sway share the 7th row. Funky Chicken and Adamako are on row 8. Scuba and Corboy row 9. And Yarham bringing up the rear, having not got a lap time on the board. Now, we've got a timer to move us along, which is a worrying sign because we had lobby issues last week. Who is causing them this week? So, have we got a lobby glitch again? Do without this. Are we going to move this along? Who is causing this lobby issue? For God's sake, what is it with Codemasters lobbies? Why? Nobody's even lagged out. There's no reason to be having issues. There we go. So, looks like that's got everything sorted. We are off and ready to go then, so. I'll bear that in mind, Daft Ship. Fingers crossed. So we are waiting for the players as they decide their strategies for the race. Details up, what times everybody's on, and let's see the grid then. So ERT Samba is starting on pole position with Tom Robbo alongside him. Might he get a podium this week? He threatened it last week. Ended up P4. Ox then second last time out, coming from the back of the grid. What can he do? Starting P3. One of the stars of last week. We know he is in very good form. Last season's the most winningest driver. Starts P3. Alongside him is the man that won on track last week. Cruelly denied by that late track limit penalty. He starts P4. Race winner last time out. Dutch Tricks back on form. Starts P5 in the Red Bull. Alongside the man hoping to win his home Grand Prix. It is TMC CR7. IFR Links, the reigning champ, starts P7 as he begins his quest to defend his title, having missed last week. And he is alongside the second of the Red Bulls in Wesker. And then P9 we find NLR Dillon, another one who had a starring run last week, alongside Tico in the second of the Ferraris. They of course all start on the tyres on which they qualify. Free tyre choice, then going to the remainder of the grid, starting with IFR Noah, who's on the mediums. We then find Tom Duval and Graham, 12th and 13th, both starting on the softs. Of course, we do know that Tom Duval likes to go aggressive at the start, so it's no surprise to see him on the red-walled soft tyre. Sway starts P14, and a great qualifying last week, and then an awful start. He's qualified a little bit lower this time, so hopefully he will go forward. He's currently off the track. However, he's on the medium tyres, as is Ariel Funky Chicken. Starts on the mediums. Adamako in the second of the McLaren starts on the mediums. Scuba starting on the softs in the Alpine. Behind him is his teammate who is on the mediums. And then finally bringing up the rear is Johan, who is also on the medium tyre for Haas. So grid starting to form back up. And we get ready to go. Some predictions in the chat, please, if you dare. I am going to go for Ox for a win. Tom Robbo for second. Dutch Tricks for third. That's my prediction. Everybody in position. Lights go on. Revs are up. And away we go. Oh no, ERT Sabra's not gone anywhere. There's a good start from Tom Robbo. Ox has had a poor start. Zumpy's got ahead of him. Oh, he's off and running now. And into the first couple of corners they go. Tom Robbo then gets the whole shot into the lead. Zumpy, a big attack by Ox around the outside. Dutch Tricks took it in behind. Lynx is up one as well. I think everybody's moved up apart from Scuba. Also maybe not back in his car. Zumpy going for the lead. Down towards turn 5 on lap 1. Tom Robbo gives him the room. They're side by side. Tom Robbo should get a better kick off the corner though. But Zumpy's going to keep it in there. But Tom Robbo sweeps back into the lead. Great opening lap battle. Tom Robbo though wide over the curbs. As they all start to filter in. Running on, Dutch Tricks is 4th, CR7 is 5th, Lynx and Tico up 3 places. Good start for him. Dylan is where he started. Wesker down 1. Noah up 1. Graham up 2. Tom Duval where he started. Amako's up 3 already as well. And the McLaren Sways where he started. Corbo and Yaham up 3. Funky Chickens had some dramas on the opening lap, down a couple of places. And Samba, who had issues with the lobby, and Scuba, I'm not sure he's back in his car yet. Tom Robbo then looks set to lead us around lap 1. Of course, 2 DRS zones on this track, the first of which is the start-finish straight. Of course, not active yet though. Everybody into the slipstream. It's going to be close enough for a move. Zumpy and Ox are close together. Not close enough for a move yet though. Through 1 and 2 we go. Ox looking very racy on the back of Zumpy. Zumpy doing a sterling job once again. However, it's Tom Robbo who leads, but he is not breaking away. Look at this train of cars we've got here. I think everybody apart from Samba and Scuba are on the back at the moment. Unfortunately, it's not giving me any times, so I can't tell you what the gaps are. On to watch though, possibly IFR Noah, the highest placed of the medium tyre runners in P10. Why is it not giving me any time? Never mind. Tom Robbo then trying to break away, but Zumpy going with him. Ox is not being dropped either. Dutch Tricks are right there as well. CR7, everybody's just happy to sit in at the moment. Come round to complete lap 2. Williams' man continues to lead. Just have to open that gap up a little bit. Over the hill onto the start-finish straight. Fastest lap from Tom Robbo again. 19.3's pulled a bit of a gap. Now we're getting some times up finally. 0.6 of a second is the lead. Look how close Zumpy and Ox are into 1. Everybody just seemingly out further back. Dylan going past Tico. So Dylan making moves. Sends one on the season 16 champion. Through 1 and 2. A bit of a twitch on the next 4 then. Further back we've got side by side. That was Tom Deval and Graham, who we saw having a Titanic battle last week. Tom Deval down the inside. They go wheel to wheel on exit. Starts to climb up over the hill. So moved on from Tom. He's up to P11. Graham losing one of the places he made at the start. Back at this leading pack then. Tom Robbo trying to break away. He's got a yellow flag. Who is it? Oh, it's linked. Oh, the reigning champ. The champ has spun coming down the hill. And out of P... Where was he? P8? Was he P6? He was P6. Oh, hot tyres, hot tyres. And around he goes. Oh, it's all gone wrong for the reigning champ on lap 3. DRS, of course, now active. So Zumpy now will start to close in. Dylan with the fastest lap of the race in a 19.3. Anybody looking to make a move into 1 this time? I think everybody's in the DRS train. Possibly that has Johan on Sway. Oh, Sway catches a big bump, spins around contact. Round he goes. Oh, and Corboy's gone as well. On the exit, I think Yarham's wide. Yeah, Yarham's gone off as well. Was there contact between those two? Yarham who got clipped by Sway, who was spinning, and the safety car has been deployed. Oh, so unlucky then. Links as well. That's going to save Links so he can catch back up to the field. There's the Haz in the gravel in the background. It looks like, yeah, it looks like those two must have come together. And it's Sway who caught the curve on the inside of turn 1, started to spin around. Yarham dived for the inside to try and avoid him. Clipped the rear wheel. And it looks as if he's come back across the track and caught the unfortunate Corboy, who's gone the other side. And those two are out of the race. And first 2 retirements, unfortunately. In the chat we've got João Rodriguez, who's supporting CR7 as always. Good to have you in the chat, mate. So far he's going well, P5. Ten people in the chat, only 1 like. Please like the stream. Thank you very much. While you're here, appreciate that. And so then, safety car deployed. Into the pits comes Zumpy Dutch Tricks, Dylan Wesker. Now the Red Bulls are going to have to double stack here. That might cost Wesker. Into the pits, Funky Chicken, Graham, Tom Deval as well. And Sway, oh, Sway's sped in the pit lane. So his misery is compounded. We're going for the hard tyres then, so number of drivers taking the opportunity to go onto the hard tyres. They're probably not going to feel great in this one, but we shall see. But Zumpy then, who put himself into a very strong position with the alternate strategy last week, has gone for the alternate strategy again this week. Pitted first. He now leads the drivers who are pitted. He's now up to P8, down to P8 rather. So where's that going to leave him come the end of the race? Well, it's a free pit stop, of course, under the safety car. Sway and Link's in the pits, so also onto the hard tyres. So now looking to go to the end. Sway may come back through again, try and serve his pit lane speeding penalty. So, as we roll round behind the red Mercedes safety car, he's then back into his car, or back into the lobby. Hopefully he'll be back in his car. Finds himself in P7. Qualified on pole, unfortunately just some internet issues as an ongoing problem. Hopefully Codemasters will, with the backing of EA, will finally be able to sort this out, because I'm sure most of the community is sick of these issues. If you want to join me, Joe, you're more than welcome to, mate. And will the horse go to the end? That's a good question, Alex. Of course, we've never raced here before, so strategy is an interesting call. There's CR7 coming to the pits. No, he's faking. Fucking Chicken has pitted again, so he's into the pits. We did have an incident under the safety car last week. Hopefully everybody will keep their distance this week. Is Sway going to go into the pits and serve his 5 seconds? The answer is... he is. That's probably a good call. Funky Chicky now going on to the mediums, interestingly. Yeah, if you want to join me, Joe, just send me a party invite. So I'll leave this one free for talking to myself. Another safety car on lap 6 of 33. Quite a long race here then, so it's not a long lap, so one of the longer races on the calendar. It's one of the trickiest as well, of course, all the undulation. There he is, right, bear with me 1 second. I'm going to get myself a co-commentator, and we can have the lovely Irish tones of Mr. Joe Callboy. Continue to roll around behind the safety car. Sway hustling to catch up. Now, are we going to get racing this time? Haven't seen the notice go up yet. It's just maybe one more lap. And here we go. Good evening, Joe. So, do you want to talk us through what's happened there?
So I think I can hear myself actually through that.
Well, I saw Sway sort of spin through turn 1. Johan dived to the inside. I think he got clipped by Sway on the way past. Were you collected on the outside?
I was collected by Johan.
Yeah, so I think it's also obviously Sway started to spin. Johan dived for the inside, and then I think Sway didn't ghost and clip the back tyre of Johan. That's probably spun him across. And unfortunately, the poor unfortunate sod on the outside was you. And away you go. And Sway and Funky Chicken have come together under the safety car. So it's unfortunate. Now they can remove those penalties at the end if they don't serve them in the race. So those two having hustled to catch back up to the pack and now run into each other, which is unfortunate. Still under safety car on lap 7, so this should be the final lap. So hopefully racing action will resume. It'll be helping those guys on the soft tyres a little bit longer into this race.
Lee, is it just me or major himself?
I'm not sure. Matt has just posted in the chat that you're echoing, so I'm not quite sure, mate.
Oh, brilliant.
You sound better now, though, so I don't know if you just popped the mic or something. It sounds better now, though, so we'll see how it goes. In the chat, if you can let us know how he sounds now. Sounds better to me, so. There's Johan in the chat there. Yeah, I saw that, Johan, and you were very unlucky, mate.
just
Cough my lungs up, it's fine. Yeah, very unlucky. That one Sway just caught that curb on the inside, unset up the car. Under normal circumstances, you would expect him to ghost. Did the right thing trying to avoid him because there is no guarantee in this game that the car will ghost. It just gets clipped on the way past, so very unlucky, mate. So fingers crossed, better luck next time out. We are about to go racing again though. Safety car is pulling in. Tom Robbo will take over, dictating the pace. And when does he pull the trigger here? Because it's a long start finish straight. And he's gone now. He's still got a good launch. Oh, that's Tico on CR7. And Noah. Oh, they're pinching him. That's going to get messy. Oh, dear me. Noah around the outside of Tico. Getting from the curb there. Both of them got a good run. The CR7 maybe caught on his heels a little bit. Oh, now Adamako down the inside of IFR Noah. The wheel to wheels. They come through 4. And getting squeezed onto the curb. Switches to the inside. For turn 5. He's coming a little bit hard. He's at the back of Tico. There goes some wing. More contact. Hicks it there. Oh, more contact. He's getting a little bit scruffy. Oh, more contact as well. And now that... Oh, and Samba then gets caught on the inside. Oh, and round goes Noah. Into him goes Adamako. One of the Aston Martins, I think it's... Samba's wide. Adam's now got no front wing at all. One of the Alfa Romeos is wide. It's Graham. Is it? No, it's Dylan. Oh, and Zumpy's now got a penalty for ignoring yellow flags. So it's all kicked off at the restart. What has gone off there?
No.
Yellow flags all around the circuit, but no safety car or VSC deploys, but still racing. However, I don't think you can overtake. Lynx has now got a penalty as well. What is going on? Well, this is going to be a messy one to depict. Into the pits comes Adamako and Samba. Tom Robbo continues to lead. But we've got yellow flags all around the circuit. They're not going away, so nobody can overtake at the moment. What is going on with this game?
We fixed this.
Something very weird going on here. We've got yellow flags all sectors at the moment. Is that going to go away? Or we're going to be stuck following? We're going to have a procession if not, or a lot of penalties to get rid of at the end of this one.
Hardly up to Noah. Or Samba.
Yeah, could be, yeah. So, yeah, there could be a busy week in the stewards just getting rid of penalties at the moment. Anyway, while we're watching the racing action, Tom Robbo continues to lead. Fastest lap of the race from him, 19.2. Oxox, however, right in his slipstream. And going with him, they've got over a second gap back to CR7. Yeah, I agree, Scuba. I agree, mate. So Tom Robbo leads. Oxox second, CR7 is third. Tico is fourth. Dutch Tricks is now fifth. So he is now the lead of the drivers who have made their pit stop. Somebody's dropped down behind him. But right within DRS range. Then Tom Duval now P7. He is stopped as well. Funky Chicken making moves. He's up to 8th. Wesker 9th. Sway is 10th. And Dylan ahead of his teammates, so the two Alfa Romeos 11th and 12th. And the recovering Mercedes with Lynx Scuba is 14th. Adamako recovering after his drama. And more, oh god, everybody's getting yellow flags for making an overtake. Why has Dylan been got a yellow flag? He's not even made an overtake. Battle for the lead though is very much on now. Oxox is right on the back of Tom Robbo as they round the right hander, coming up now to the final corner. Tom Robbo just over the curbs a little bit. He's had a really good run then into the DRS zone. This should be a very straightforward overtake. And Oxox takes the lead of the race for the first time. However, Tom Robbo ran the outside.
I think he had to give it back because of the yellow flags.
You've gone very quiet, Joe.
Oh my god.
That's a bit better. wrong tonight, isn't it? All going wrong tonight. Tom Robbo continues to lead, then Ox sitting in behind him. Yes, Salvador is apparently 3 minutes behind. No, we're not moving up places. Something's very gone wrong. Oh, Tom Robbo, huge slide. Ox up the inside. Doesn't make the move. Tom Robbo going all the way to defensive. And CR7 has caught right up now, so this is now a three-way battle for the lead. Tico, who hasn't stopped as well, is now 4 seconds off the back of these two. 3 now, sorry.
Hardly got to a Samba.
Must be something to do with him, yeah, because it's showing him like 3 minutes down on the car ahead of him, even though he's still circulating. Here we go again then. Ox to the inside with the DRS. Again though, he backs out of it, so he's either not confident enough in the move. Oh, Ox has spun. Ox has now spun at turn 1 as well. No, drama again at turn 1 then, so we saw Sway go off earlier, and now Ox has spun from P2.
Sway and Gran are asking for a restart.
Right, okay. Let's see what's going on in the chat. What do we do? What do we do? Something needs to be done because this is a bit of a joke. What stage are we?
Unless you do it 25%.
That's what I'm thinking. We obviously need to do something about this lobby because it is glitched to help. And I think a 25% race is probably the best way to go, starting in the order they do now.
Yeah. Sure, if you're done that, so I'll just restart my session.
Yes, mate. Yeah, if you restart, mate, and I'll hopefully that'll.
Right, one sec.
Right, message in the chat, and hopefully everybody will pick up. Unfortunately, we'll be here being absolutely terrible. Right.
Am I any better? No,
a little bit
I'm still fucking hear myself.
better. Right, so quit to lobby. Let's get this show sorted and try and go again.
Right. 1 second.
So do apologise for the lack of stream, trying to sort out what's going on.
Jag get you upp här. Och sen då.
Option 12, that's not an option, Robin.
Say option 2. Or 3.
What a mess, what a mess. What a mess, what a mess, what a mess. Right, let's see what the general consensus seems to be.
What do you reckon should do?
I think lap 12 is probably the fairest, if I'm honest.
Fair enough.
Alright. So look at who's reacted to what. Engines. So most people seem to react to that one. Option 3. Option 2. Right, right. Jerry, do you want to rejoin, or are you done?
No, it's Gran. Gran. Because I know what's going to happen again.
Right, let's start this shit show again. Stupid game. God damn it. Right.
I just can't understand why I'm echoing.
About the PS7 thing, mate, to be honest, there seems to be a lot of glitches going on.
Fucking annoying. You can hear everything. Fucking hell.
Right, implementations. Let's try this again, this time without the glitching. Thank you very much.
Oh, fuck.
Dum 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 dum. What's going on there? Why have you done that? What? What's up in there?
Oh shit.
Oh God, what's up in there? Right, yep, sorted.
Shite. Yeah, go do jobs.
You what?
Start coughing up along. So,
You make
I'm gonna leave you.
Okay, no worries, mate.
Is that okay?
Yeah, it's fine, mate. Thank you for jumping in, albeit briefly.
Alright, enjoy your night.
Okay, catch you later, mate.
Stay there, but
Right, who needs to be in this damn lobby? Right. Is everybody in? Is everybody in their cars? We've got 15. We've got 15, right. or right, where it is. Games tonight. I do apologise, people. Bear with me. Alright. Mr. Tom Robert, he was first. Second was Mr. CR7. Third was Joe. Fourth was Mr. Dutch Tricks. Fifth was Zombie. Sixth was Competizione.com. Then Mr. Tom the Bow. P8 Mr. Ox. Ninth was Wesker. 10th was Sway. 11th was Dylan. 12th was Lynx. 13th was Gran. 14th Adamako, no Scooter, this is Ghost Car, Adamako and Sander, right. Back. Firm. Right, second time is the charm. Jesus Christ, something. Right. So, Portugal, take two. Thank you for bearing with us in the stream. I do apologise for the issues we have had. Fortunately, something tonight has really set this lobby into massive breakdown mode. Fingers crossed we're now all sorted. Why is it wet? Oh god. Right, fingers crossed, this time, maybe. So, we are starting a 25 lap race, in the order that they finished lap 12 when we called it, because this game is broken as F. And so the running order will be as follows then. IFR Tom Robbo will lead us away from pole position, CR7 will be P2, Tico is P3 with Dutch Tricks in P4, Zombie P5, Funky Chicken is P6, Tom Deval is 7th, Oxox is 8th, Wesker is 9th, Sway is 10th, Dylan is 11th, Lynx is 12th, Graham 13th, Adamako 14th, and Samba bringing up the rear. Now, seems like the lobby, his connection seems better, nobody's lagged out, so fingers crossed. We're now going to get this one done. That's the second time of asking. Slightly shorter race. It's like the good old days of intermediate races in F1. You're right on time for part 2, Brad. Yeah, welcome to the Shite Show. We've had glitches upon glitches tonight because, you know, Codemasters. But 17 laps then ahead of us. We were on lap 12, 17, what's that? 29. So we're losing like 4 laps. So that's not bad. It's not a bad mix, I suppose. But it would suggest now that some rain's going to fall at some point as well, just to make it a little bit more interesting. And I do apologise, boys. But hopefully the next 17 laps will make up for the issues we've had so far this evening. As the cars make their way to the grid. So Tom Robbo had driven brilliantly up until this point. He now gets the chance to lead us off from pole. Got the jump last time, of course. The Samba's car didn't move from the grid last time, so that helped him. But he led from the front, battling hard with Zumpy and Oxox. You know, Brett, you know it. Right, the grid has formed up. Got 15 drivers remaining, 17 laps ahead of us. Lights start to go on. And away we go for the second time. Looks like a good start from Tom Robbo again. He's got the Ferraris all over the back of him, though. Tico's jumped ahead of CR7 into turn 1. There's contact. Tico goes wide, Zumpy around the outside. Oh, back on the track. Oh, Tico's crossed the nose. Oh, in the background, one of the Red Bulls is off. Oh, takes out the race leader. Wesker spins across the track and takes out the leader into turn 3. And a safety car is called at the beginning. Oh, wow. Wesker seemingly losing it in the background across the grass, didn't ghost, arrives back on the track and wipes out the race leader. The safety car has been called. I do not believe what I've just witnessed. So the safety car is back out for the second time this evening, and in the most dramatic fashion. Into the pits comes CR7 and Dutch Tricks, and also Graham as well. Have they picked up some damage? Are they going for different tyres to get to the end? Straight onto the soft tyres then. So CR7 onto the softs, Dutch onto the softs. They think they can get to the end. So, people into the pits already. We're going to the hards, interestingly. Are those softs going to get to the end, is the question. Oh, dear me, Tom almost to the back of Zumpy there at the hairpin. As they go around, I'm trying to depict what happened at the start there, because Tico got into P2 around the outside of CR7. There was then contact, which put Tico wide. Zumpy then swooped around the outside of the McLaren into third. Looked like he was going to take second. Tico managed to gather it up and retake P2, cutting across the nose of his teammate. And then in the background, I caught the Red Bull. I initially thought it might have been Dutch Tricks, but it was actually Wesker. Whether or not there was contact or he just dropped it on the exit. Spinning across the grass, arrives at the end exit of turn 3, where he finds the race leading Williams and ploughs straight to the side of him and completely takes him out. I mean, the things you see on this game, I'm so gutted for Tom Robbo. He's driven brilliantly tonight, and he definitely did not deserve that at all. Yeah. I can only laugh. In the nicest possible way, I can only laugh about that. It's absolutely heartbreaking to see. I am so sorry that's happened. And there we go. We're under the safety car then on lap 3 of the restarted Portuguese Grand Prix. Tico leads from Zumpy. Tom Duval is third. Oxock up to fourth. Dylan is fifth. Lynx is sixth. Adamako seventh. Then the guys who've pitted. Graham then is the leading car who has pitted in P8. And of CR7 and then Dutch Tricks, Samba, Funky Chicken, Sway. Wesker in the pits to get off of those hard tyres. I think he's realised the error of his ways. With another safety car lap. It's a free pit stop. Onto the soft tyre he goes. And on his way. Why? Well, good evening, Unsafe. Welcome to... I don't know what's going on tonight. So the original lobby glitched out. I think it was ERT Samba had some connection issues to begin with. Then after a safety car restart, he went off the track. This brought yellow flags out in all sectors of the lap, which meant that nobody could overtake each other. People were picking up penalties left, right and centre. So we quit the lobby, restarted as of lap 12, at which point we were at... That was the last full complete lap before we decided to call it, because people were calling for it to be, because nobody could overtake. We've restarted a 25% race based on the running order. Everybody's been allowed a free tyre choice. Restarted the race. Tom Robbo has got to turn 3 and has been torpedoed by a spinning Wesker. That's where we're at. So this has been an interesting race so far, providing the drama. And this is Div 1. What is Div 2 going to be like tomorrow? Who knows? It can only be more chaotic, right? Anyway, we're about to re-go again. Re-go again. I can't even speak anymore. That's what's going on now. About to get going again, up to racing speed. Tico then leading the race from his team at Zumpy. It's a Ferrari 1-2. However, look at the cars. 8th downwards. They have all pitted under that safety car. And Tico has pulled the trigger. He's gone early. He's done a nice little jump there. Zumpy's gone with him. Tom Duval's Oxox slightly caught napping. And what's happened further back? Yellow flag. And we've got the glitch again. No, it's gone. It's fine. Don't do that to me, game. Jesus Christ. Wesker making a move on Sway into turn 1. Gets it right this time. We're off and running then. So well, the question is, can the soft tyres on CR7, Dutch, Graham, all those guys who made the pit stop under the safety car, can they get to the end on those tyres is the question. He had a free pit stop. So why not take it? And CR7's made the move already on Graham. He's now gone past his teammate as well. CR7 up to P7. And the Ferrari's then trying to scamper clear. Further back, but Link's up in 5th, trying to close on Ox. He's bringing Dylan with him. He's managed to pick himself up a penalty. And then we find CR7, the first of the drivers who was pitted under that safety car. He's now got his mandatory stop out of the way. Adamaco trying to back the pack up further back. Of course, he hasn't pitted under that safety car, so he's now trying to hold off Dutch Drix. Samba, Graham, Funky Chicken, Westcott and Co. as they round the final corner. Fastest lap of the race from Ox. Tico now goes faster still. I don't know why you give it in that order, that's particular. Tico definitely crossed the line first. CR7 then could be the one to watch from here on out. Meanwhile, Tico continues to lead. Zumpy going with him though. And of course the Ferraris both have to make a pit stop yet. Zumpy who had a really good pace in qualifying, out-qualified his teammate. But his goings on tonight and has landed quite nicely in his lap. I was saying Zumpy's 14th. Clearly, why is Zumpy 14th? He's not, he's clearly there. What is going on with this game tonight? Seriously. Apparently now Zumpy's done the fastest lap. What is going on? This game, man. Tonight, what is going on? Tico leads. Zumpy is definitely still second. Seems to have caught up again. They're putting a little bit of time into Tom DeVal. But everybody's still in the DRS stream, apart from Adamaco, who's now fallen off the back of his teammate. And he's doing a sterling job backing up the pack. So the Adamaco bus is in operation. Because DRS will be reactivated this lap. So Dutch might have to do this one himself. He has had a good run off the final corner though. Softer tyres down the inside. Here comes Samba though as well. Dutch having to go defensive. Samba to the inside of him. Oh, Dutch across the nose. Just about squeezed him out. Adam lets them both go. Good move from Dutch there. Having to attack and defend at the same time. Into turn 1. Circuit is providing all sorts of action. Just once again, apparently Zumpy's down to 15th. He's definitely not. Ferrari's then still running 1 and 2. Tico still leads. His teammate right behind him. Bit of a twitch there as he gets on the power. His teammate in hot pursuit, despite the fact it looks like he's lagging. He's definitely not. He's definitely still at speed around the back of his teammate. The Ferrari's circulating nose to tail. I've pulled a little bit of a gap now on Tom DeVal. He's just starting to drop back a little bit. Got a yellow flag further back. What was that in aid of? Not quite sure. Wesker now goes past Adamaco as well. Adamaco's coming back at him though. But that is moved on from Wesker. Despite his dramas at the restart, he is on the move up into the top 10 now. He is 9th. Ferrari's crossed the line, nose to tail again. Tom DeVal's still got DRS. But here comes Ox. Looking for a move into 1. Down the inside. Oh, Tom DeVal tries to turn in. Finds an Aston Martin there. Has to run wide. Ox super aggressive as you'd expect. But through he goes. Yellow flag further back. Oh, it's Dylan. Dylan's gone at the exit of 1. Oh, that's a shame for him. Yes, Wesker was very good at bowling. That was a clean strike. Oh, spin! Oh, Zumpy. He has spun at the hairpin. Out of P2. Oh, and Dylan's spun again as well. I think he's cooked his tyres as he tries to get back up to speed. Oh, looks like Zumpy's gone straight off as well. Another one with hot tyres. Oh, it's all gone wrong. Oh, that's such a shame. So all that leaves Tico in the lead then. He's of course on the soft tyres. He's going to be on the mediums at the end, so he could be vulnerable. 3 cars behind him on the medium tyres. They'll go onto the softs. Adamaco's yet to pit as well, so of the front running guys who have yet to pit, Tico will be on the medium tyre. The question is, of course, when do they pull the trigger? Because CR7, oh, CR7's dropped back here. Samba and Dutch Drix have got ahead of him. They're now going wheel to wheel through 3 and 4. Oh, Dutch has a bit of a moment. Samba gets the move done. Oh, why go CR7? He's having some dramas. He was in a really strong position before. On the back of Lynx. who had yet to pit, but it seems to have gone wrong somewhere for CR7. Has he had a drama? And here comes the rain. Here comes the rain. On lap 8 of 17, it has started to spit with the rain. This is why Tico's, this is why they've maybe stayed out. Oh, penalty now for CR7. As Tico then swoops out of the final corner. Going on to lap 9, into the second half of the race. Wesker now goes past CR7 further back, as he picked up some wing damage in there somewhere. Now got the DRS though. Doesn't want to make a move. He's going to sit in behind. Into the pits comes Sway. Is he going on to the intermediates early? Surely it's too early. He's not all wet enough now, surely. Well, we'll see. He is indeed. He's pulled the pin early. He's going to hope that looks out. He needs the rain to come quickly though. Oxox now closing in on Tico. Oh, yellow flag further back. Who is that? Oh, is it Funky Chicken? It is indeed. He's had a drama coming down the hill. Tico continues to lead. And now it's definitely wet. You can see now the rain falling here. They come then into the pits. Oh, Jesus Christ, Oxox coming in hot there. Samba's gone through. Samba's going to try and carry on, is he? Oh, and Adamaka's sped in the pit lane. Drama for him. Through goes Wesker, through goes CR7. Are they going to try and carry on? Surely not. Oxox out right behind Tico again. He didn't get the jump on him in the pits. Of course, I think they changed it now so you don't get held in the pits as cars come through. And out onto the intermediate tyres they go. Hasn't quite worked out for Sway, has it? Well, maybe he has. He's got ahead of... Oh no, he's further back. Do apologise. Catching Zumpy and over fist. Yellow flag in sector 3. Who is that? So he has gone through. So ERT Samba leads now, but this looks a very slippery track. Surely he's got to box. His lead over the first intermediate runner is, what we're looking at, 22 seconds. But on lap 10 of 17, that's a long way to go. DRS disabled, then it's now too wet. So surely the Aston Martin will peel off here if he can make it into the pits. He does. This is going to come round as well. Is he into the pits? He does. CR7, he'll surely pit now as well. Yeah, and he comes. Oh, Wesker sped in the pit lane. He didn't get slowed down in time. And CR7 as well. Yeah, then comes Tico out the final corner. No DRS now, so he's not as vulnerable. Now he should clear Samba, who's coming down the pit lane still. Yep, through goes Tico, through goes Oxox, through goes Lynx. Side by side into one. Comes Dutch Tricks and Tom Duval. Dutch getting pinched to the inside off the curb. Manages to keep it in line. Samba's come out in P6. That's where he was before, right behind Dutch. Oh, Tom Duval wide over the curb. Big moment there. Down into the hairpin we go then. The battle for the lead tightening up. Then Lynx has really looked back into this one then. Has really come back to him, having spun in the earlier part of the race. Over the crest of the hill they go. This track is treacherous enough. Adding some wet weather to the mix. And a yellow flag further back. What's happened there? Everybody seems to be pointing in the right direction though, so not quite sure. Tico still leads. Oxox 7/10 of a second behind him. Lynx 7/10 of a second behind him. Then we've got Tom Duval in fourth. He's being a bit of a bus at the moment. Dutch Tricks and Samba tucked right up behind him. So we've got a 3, then a 3. There's no DRS now, so it's going to be about ERS management now. Tom Duval burning through his. Dutch is also burning through his. Samba's managing his a little bit better. He's got good straight line speed down the straight. Thinks about a move into one. Not quite close enough this time though. Oh, and Tom Duval now with a penalty. Oh, Samba had a twitch there through 2. Dutch is real wide at 3 though. Samba trying to get up the inside. But Dutch just carries the momentum around the outside then. Samba over the curbs. You can see he's in a much better place ERS wise. Dutch is having to go defensive. Samba around the outside. Tom Duval slow off the corner. Oh, but Samba's going to go really wide there, and that's going to stunt his chances, or is it? He's going to come back on alongside. They're side by side, Dutch going around the outside, back into the position there. Great battling between these two. Over the crest they go. Tom Duval gets a little bit of a breather as Dutch is now under attack. And so looking in his mirrors. Oh, twitch again there from the Aston Martin. And what was going up the front again? Tico doing a good job holding off Oxox at arm's length. BRT Samba looking for a way past Dutch Tricks. So, making eyes at that Alpha Tauri ahead of him again. Here we go then. 33% place 78. Here Samba's got so much more ERS. At the moment Dutch will have the slipstream. Is he burning some ERS? No, he's not at the minute. He defends. Samba again looks to the inside, but Dutch not under immediate pressure this time. So, now penalty to ERT Samba. So track limits getting him now as well. We come over the crest of the hill. And now getting a bit of breathing room as he can focus on trying to close down Tom Duval again. And he is now 2.2 seconds behind the front 3. Link still sitting in third. He's quite content to play the waiting game. Oxox trying to get closer to Tico, but that gap staying at about 7 or 8 tenths of a second. Tico doing a really good job of holding these pursuers at bay. Around the penultimate corner we come. Oxox there, using a bit of ERS, trying to close the gap. Tico though managing his really well, he's up in the 70s as well. Oxox now burning the ERS up the hill there, trying to get a bit of a run. He's had a good slingshot off the corner there, closing to within half a second. Tico's burned some ERS as well. Oxox has got closer, Lynx has just dropped away a little bit. Tom Duval also continues to hold Dutch and Samba at bay. Wesker now P7, Adamako is 8th, Graham is 9th. CR7 in P10. A big gap of 13 seconds back to Funky Chicken. We saw have that moment earlier on. Dylan recovering, he's in P12. Sway's 13th. And Zumpy, oh, what could have been for him, so unlucky. That spin out of P2. He sits in 14th. But still circulating, good to see. Of course, anything can happen still. Over the crest we go. Oxox just marginally closer, now he's just over half a second behind, putting the magnets on. Can he pressurise Tico? Force a mistake. It's going to be slippy, wet curbs, traction zones. Saw Tico having a bit of a raggedy time with it in qualifying. Around the right hander we go. Tico doing a really good job. Open the gap up then, using his ERS in defence. See how Tico uses his further back. Tom still holding off Dutch Tricks, of course he does have a penalty to his name though. in the foreground, then the other Ferrari. Something then goes a lap down, and Sway picks up a penalty further back. As you were though at the front, Ox has closed out to within half a second. Pressure being applied. He said he was really looking forward to the next 3 or 4 races, so expect some strong performances now. Chicken picks up a penalty. Ox closing in. Lynx is just happy to sit there in third. Wait for his moment as well. He strike. Tom Duval still holding off. Dutch Tricks and Samba's just dropped back a little bit then. As he goes through the Ferrari. Oxen has closed in. Of course, no DRS with it being intermediate conditions, so he's going to have to manufacture an overtake. Something special. TK, they're one of the latest breakers in all of FTRL, so you have to be a very good move. Oh, TK with a twitch though. That could be the sort of thing that opens the door. Driving a very, very good defensive race. Under pressure there, Ox has not had a clear opportunity yet. Still 1.5 laps to go in this much issue belittled Portuguese Grand Prix. Still circulating, still trying to close that gap. Closing in again. Section here. TK then just inching away again. Tom Duval still holding Dutch Tricks at bay. Samba's now back on the tail of the Red Bull. 2 of those 3 carrying penalties, so Dutch will leapfrog ahead of Tom Duval here. So about to start the final lap. This is as close as Ox has been at this point of the lap. Oh, CR7 have a penalty. He's got a big gap behind him though. On to the start finish straight. Good run off the corner from Ox. Ox closing. ERS speed deployed by both drivers though. TK burning his ERS now, trying to stay ahead. Keep Ox out of range. On board then with the Aston Martin into the turn 3 hairpin. Goes for the final time. TK getting the traction down better that time. Lynx closing it as well. Oh, Samba wide in the background there. Ox closes in again at the hairpin. Closes in again, just over half a second. TK there off the line. Some puddles. He seems to be okay. Ox quite strong here. Oh, is he wide there? Ox closing right in. Ox there, closing right in, but TK holding him off. Lynx now starting to show in the mirrors as well of the Aston Martin. Just a couple of corners to go. Bit of a twitch from the Ferrari. He tries to get the power down. Ox though can't capitalise. Not yet anyway. Good line from Tico there. He looks like he's got off that corner well. Now just 1 corner to go. Oh, we've got a yellow flag further back. Sway, I believe, but over the crest of the come. And it is victory for Tico. Ox second. Lynx is third. Tom Duval crosses the line 4th. It's jumped by Dutch Tricks. Samba finishing 6th on debut. Wesco will cross the line in P7. Drops behind Adamaka though, having got that 5-second penalty. Adamaka gets it as well, but beats him by 2 seconds. Graham jumps ahead of Wesco as well, up into 8th. CR7 will cross the line in P10. Dylan and Funky Chicken battling hard. But Dylan is going to win on track. And the penalty for Funky Chicken as well. Who's going to park on the line. And splash across the line. And he is the final finisher. Well, issues galore tonight. The water seemed to get into the works very much so. Which put pay to what was shaping up to be a very exciting race earlier on. Still plenty of action though, and Tico is the benefactor. He comes home victorious, benefiting from the bowling of Wesker, who wiped out the race leader Tom Robbo. So unfortunate for him. Looked on course to pick up what would have been his first victory at FTRL. God would not have it. He holds off Oxox, who hits his second P2 of the season up, and Lynx, the reigning champ, starts his season from round 2 with a podium finish as well. Now then is the final finishing order. Oxox finishing just 0.3 of a second back. It is victory for Tico. Lynx comes home in P3. Top 3 just over a second apart. Dutch Tricks will come home P4, following on from his victory last time. Tom DeVal, a strong P5 for him ahead of ERT Samba on debut. And we've got Adamako in P7, Graham P8, Wesker P9 and CR7 rounding out the top 10. He gets the fastest lap though. P11 goes to NR Dylan, Funky Chicken, Zumpy. I think Sway was in there, but I think he racked up a few penalties at the end there. Tom Robbo, the unfortunate victim of that opening lap crash. But saw Wesker wipe him out in spectacular fashion. Well, you're welcome, Brad. It's been a frustrating night for both me and the drivers, and hopefully tomorrow will be a bit more smoother. Of course, we are back tomorrow with Div 2, where we get to do this all over again. Hopefully it will be a little less problematic, but equally as dramatic. But just good, clean fun next time out. So do join me tomorrow at 8 o'clock for that. And then we've got some more single-seater action for you on Thursday. It is IndyCar week in GT Sports. We've got 3 races coming from Blue Moon, 2 at the Infield A, before a feature race at the Blue Moon Oval, so do join us for that. But from me for this evening, thank you very much for joining me. If you haven't already liked the stream, please do so before you go, and we are back tomorrow, of course, 8 o'clock, when we get to do this all over again. But thank you very much for joining me tonight. I'll see you again tomorrow, but for now, good night.